So Real Madrid are ahead against Ajax, but Ajax were so good in that game. Ajax were phenomenal.
Oh, okay, I want to talk about this. VAR.
Oh, you want to talk about video assisting Real?
Let's go into VAR quickly, actually, now.
Yeah?
Because I watched the highlights of that game.
I also watched the highlights of that game.
We probably watched the same highlights on YouTube.
It was BT Sports highlights.
Indeed, I did.
Yeah, shout out the official.
The official highlights of the Champions League.
Yeah.
And I felt that I like VAR. I watch a lot of rugby and I like the fact that video referee, it really does fairn the game up, and I feel like it means that a lot of decisions that would be unfairly gone against the team, it cuts most of them out. And yeah, you have the odd bad decision and that happens. But I think VAR, I feel frustrated because in football, it's very grey. Like, there's no black and white. And that's what's in rugby, it's more black and white.
For me, I've got a problem with VAR that's related to Blackburn Rovers.
Of course.
In our FA Cup replay against Newcastle, so the first leg was at... Oh, crap, which way round was it? Because I watched the game. The first leg must have been at Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And they have VAR because it's a Premier League ground.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But then when you come to a Championship ground, they don't have VAR.
Technology.
And we can't afford to get it installed.
No, it's not expected.
We lost 4-2 in extra time. It was 2-2. One of the goals they scored in normal time and one of the goals they scored in extra time were both clearly offside. Like, not as in clearly, as in replay showed they were clearly offside.
As in when you look at it, go back on the footage, you can't blame the official, but you look back on the footage.
They are goals that VAR would have corrected. Yeah. And obviously if that one doesn't happen in normal time, we would have won 2-1. And if the one doesn't happen in extra time, it would
have changed the whole game.
As a Championship club, like the FA Cup is huge for the Championship teams.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a record amount of non-Premier League teams at this stage of the competition where it is now. And, like, the last trophy we won, obviously we got the second place one for League One last season. The last trophy we won was the League Cup in, like, 01-02. Like, I've never lived us winning, like, a big trophy. And, like, obviously I'm not saying we would have won the Cup at all.
As England supporters, we are still waiting. 2022, here we come.
No, UEFA Nations League is coming home. I've also ordered
100%.
I've ordered a Dutch shirt, so if it goes wrong, I'm covered.
But where were they at the World? Well, no.
They weren't at
True. Of course.
Did you know, since their manager took over, the only team to beat them the team that's beaten them by the biggest margin is Southgate's England.
Quality.
Southgate, you're the one.
You are fucking...
But the magic of the Cup is like a real thing for clubs that can't achieve that super glory. So it's like, I would love to see us play at Wembley.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, if we were in the playoffs and we got to play at Wembley, that would be an
it's like
experience.
What I love is and it's like, I think the lower leagues, they have their like finals, the competitions and stuff. They're all in there, and I think that's just brilliant because it's like the road to Wembley.
I don't want to just talk about Blackburn because I imagine I'm the only person who's going to listen to this that cares about Blackburn. But,
it's alright. We're going to hit up Blackburn supporters on Facebook, and it's like,
but like,
drive those views.
Speaking for you fans of the Championship and League One because I was there,
definitely.
and League Two because I understand that is important as well. Fans that feel
in England are one of the most dedicated football fans in the world.
Fans that feel underrepresented.
Agreed.
Like, I get that, and it sucks because that could have happened to any. I'm sure that did happen to other clubs in this tie or in the earlier rounds that I just wasn't aware of because I didn't watch the game, and it's like it sucked because we couldn't afford to get VAR, we had to lose
suffer
out
for it. But the thing with VAR is I think they need to clean it up a little bit, and I don't know how they need to clean it up, but I felt when the referee goes over and he looks at it, I think there's a lot of pressure on him.
There is, certainly.
I don't like that aspect. I don't like the fact that the referee has to go VAR and then he decides, right, I now have to run to the halfway line.
Yeah.
I have to look at this TV. Because obviously the referee's doing, he's active, he's running around, he's hot and sweaty. When you're hot and sweaty and you're really in the heat of the moment, when you come over and you've got to suddenly focus on something and make a decision, there's so much going through his mind.
In my opinion,
I think
you
need a second person. That's what I think. Personally, I think you need a second person upstairs who's looking at it and goes yes or no. This is my input. But he has to have I just think they should take the main. Well, in rugby, what they do is there's a guy up there called the video ref.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, right, I need you to look into this for me. He looks into it. He goes, this is what happened. This is what I've seen. I've objectively identified this is the reason I think this should happen. Referee goes, okay, you've got the best view. We go with that.
Yeah, that's for me. I was just about to say the biggest problem for me in football.
That's what it should
is
be.
that if the VAR can only recommend.
Then there's a disagreement.
The ref can then say no.
He should be able to overrule.
The ref should have to. If someone with 30 different angles
VAR overrules the ref.
Yeah. Well, no, not to make the ref should still make the decision, but if the VAR say, I've got 30 different, however many it is different.
Yeah, angles, I've got this much evidence.
You weren't looking.
Yeah.
you should go and look. The referee should not then say, me looking the other way is better than you with your 30 different cameras.
Agree, yeah. No, 100%.
You should not be able to say that facts are not as good as your opinion.
Yeah, and I think that will help clean up the game so much.
So
and
that's like an ego thing, like,
I think referees definitely, because they're in charge and they don't want to be undermined. I suppose they don't want to be undermined, and they feel like someone's telling them how to do their job.
That, but at the same, you can understand that, and you can understand them wanting to be respected by the players on the pitch, because the players on the pitch can just go, well, I mean, you're just reporting to the big man, like.
Yeah, they can then just go, well, that's fine what you said, but I want what the VAR say, kind of thing.
But I think that you can't dispute someone who has such an advantage.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think. Going back to rugby, because I think in rugby they have implemented it so well.
Football has a lot to learn.
Yeah, they do, and I do think like a lot of football fans not big fans of rugby, but I don't care. You have to look at their technology.
Yeah,
the video.
I don't really care about rugby.
Exactly, but you have to look at what they've done in that game and the way they've done it, and it as somebody who watches both, the difference in football and rugby, it is massive. There's still so much to cover, because in rugby it's kind of everyone knows the procedure. He goes through the procedure. It's very, very well explained. You can listen to the referee on the TV. Yeah. You hear what he's saying. You go, right, fair enough. So then even if you don't agree with the decision, you can see how he's reached it. And on the odd decision where you may not disagree with it, he's given you a valid reason from the rules on why he's awarded this. And then as a fan, you can go, okay, I disagree. I may disagree with how he's perceived it, but he's provided a fair point.
Yeah.
Through video technology.
Yeah,
and I think in football you don't really get that clarity, and I think a lot of the time it may leave fans, although maybe they may disagree with it, they may not even know why why the referee's given it.
People say that like it slows down the game, but like if you'd have said to me, I didn't go to the black,
you'd rather it slow down the game and get the right decision.
I would rather wait 20 minutes and not get eliminated by 2 offside goals.
100%, yeah.
I'm sure that plenty of fans would agree that you would rather it done right at the expense of like 5 or 10 minutes.
And I also think they're going to have to look at the rules in football a little bit with VAR if they're going to do it properly, just because there's so much grey areas, like penalties and stuff.
There's this, I don't know if it's come into play, but it's being implemented that players are no longer allowed to signal to go to VAR.
Yeah, I do think that's bad. I think I'm not a fan of people. I played a lot of futsal, and the amount of play, the thing that pisses me off the most is when a player will go up to a referee and go yellow card symbol. He puts his hand up. I hate that, because it's like you shouldn't. It's the referee's job. The referee's given the foul. Now let him deal with it. You don't need to go up and go yellow card. I think that's disrespectful.
Also, you don't need to make the gesture. Like, he's standing like 2 feet away from you. Like,
yeah, no, I know. And I think, and the thing with the VAR, I think, it's kind of like a thing. It's like, I don't agree with you. It's like a disrespectful thing, isn't it? And I think, again, in rugby, I think they, like in football, I think they should. I think in rugby are nice because they call the referee sir. There's respect. If you don't, you're off. You're off if you don't respect.
Is it that only the captain can talk to the ref?
Only the captain can talk to the ref. And if you're not the captain and you do talk to the ref, you must address him by sir, and you must respect him as he is the guy.
I think
and if you don't,
the captain should be allowed to talk to the ref and the players involved in the incident. That's my opinion. Because if you're,
I'm okay with that, because in rugby players do talk to the ref who aren't involved in it. As in they may say something to the ref, like ref, this has happened, like etc. etc. But they say it respectfully. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm not as big on the sir thing, but the lack of respect.
I just think it's the respect. I think it's just the fact they've got guidelines, whereas in football they have no guidelines and pretty much anything goes. And I think the problem is because they've allowed it to slip so far, it's quite hard to claw back.
Yeah.
But I do like playing football. I played Saturday football for California, which is my local team, and they play in OK division. The level of shit chatted by the players.
Calm down. The level of shit. The level of quality of football.
Yeah, honestly, you think it's like a Premier League game with some of the stuff that's going on. I just think it's honestly so it's just almost embarrassing a bit. It's just calm down.
Elements of embarrassment, yeah.
Genuinely, I don't know how you clean up, but I think they do have to calm it down a bit, with players. Just some of the stuff that's used. I just think if I'm a referee and someone comes and says something that's abusive towards me, I'd just send them off. Genuinely, if someone comes up to me and just tells me I'm fucking shit, I'm just like, you know what, mate, you can go sit down. Because I just don't think that there's any place for that in the game.
If someone comes over to you and says, you were wrong, there was shirt pulling there, then you kind of have to. It's different. If
you say it respectfully, I have no issue. Yeah, if you say it respectfully and you say, look, I thought there was this, can you look out for it next time?
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing. If you say to a ref, I feel like he pulled my shirt there, fair enough. I'm not, if you say to a ref, he pulled my shirt, do you mind looking out for next time?
There are times when a corner is about to be taken and a player will signal to the ref, he's pulling my shirt, keep an eye on this. That's also really good.
But whereas when they... what was it? It's when they just go to the ref and complain after the situation after it's been awarded. They're never going to change the decision. That's a pointless.
No.
You've got to look for the decision. You've got to look for it, the future, because that's the only thing you can do. If you get what I'm saying.
I think we need VAR.
I agree.
I'm a big fan.
No, VAR is 100% better for the game. I just think the implementing it and some of the rules need to be looked at, such as like penalties. If you just brush a player, there's contact. Therefore, the player falls down. Therefore, he's known. Like, let's be honest, most penalties are dives, whether there's contact or not, because the player is not going to be taken down by the amount of contact there is.
Well, Dwight Gale has earned a suspension for, I think the title of the charge is successful deception of a referee to win the last minute penalty against who West Brom playing? I want to say Forest.
Yeah.
I don't care about Forest as well. I hate them too. They're another club I hate.
Another list. But the thing that frustrates me
I really hate
as well
Forest.
is when referees give penalties for a player going down and not for when the same foul is committed and the player stays up. Because I feel like the player who stays up on his feet and is playing, let's say, fairly, and he's trying to do something, isn't awarded a penalty. And for me, that's frustrating, because I think you should be given the benefit probably more to the player who's trying to play within the rules rather than always trying to deceive you. Do you see what I'm saying?
You also have the classic commentator trope of, well, if it's not in the area, that's a free kick.
That's so
and
true.
It's right.
It is right. And I think referees also know that because they get afraid to give a penalty. It changes the game. And if they think it's not, if it's not goal scoring, it's not a penalty. That's my personal opinion. The most frustrating penalties for me when I see
that's why Dax wasn't given, because he was
the most frustrating one is when they're leaving the area, when the guy is running away from the area and the guy's clipped him on the edge and he's gone down and he's given a penalty, and I'm like, you're awarding a penalty, you're awarding the other team basically a goal in most instances for somebody going the wrong way. I just find it hard sometimes to deal with. I understand why, but is that not indirect free kick sometimes? I don't know. It's something I personally think it should be a goal scoring opportunity. But it's a funny one, isn't it?
It's a difficult one. I would need to know more about the rules of football.
I do think, though, this is what's great about football, is that there's so much room for debate. And I do think something makes it so interesting, because you can talk about so much.
Do you know what happens if a goalkeeper kicks the ball into his own net from his own goal kick?
I swear that's not allowed to be given, because it's like something happened where the guy kicked it and didn't the wind blow one of these back? I feel like
I'm not sure, but like if he were to just turn around and kick the goal kick into his own goal, it becomes a corner. That's just a random bit of trivia that I have got about football rules.
That is the most random rule.
Yeah, I figured I'd flex that while I get the opportunity.
Yeah,
you don't get opportunities.
You don't get an opportunity to flex that very often.